Welcome to the Explorer Dashboard series of videos. In this video, we will take a look at how to work with monitors. Monitors are conditions or tests that can be validated against servers or systems. When the test condition evaluates to true, an alarm is raised. The monitors and the alarms they raise are completely configurable. Monitors can be grouped into monitor files to create comprehensive test suites that pertain to a particular server, software, or project. Tests can be performed to validate server hardware, operating system, and software. Monitors can be used to test various scenarios. For example, you can validate whether a customer-provided server meets your requirements before installing your software. Tests can be defined to verify that the server has the correct hardware, the correct operating system version, the required third-party prerequisites, and that the server has ample memory and disk space. Let's take a look at a sample monitor file. Let me resize the tables. Line 1 makes sure that at least one drive has more than 10 GB of free space. Lines 2 and 3 verify that SQL Management Studio is installed and verifies for a specific version. Line 4 validates that the server has at least 500 MB of free space. Lines 5 and 6 verify the operating system version number and name. Line 7 checks that the system has at least 4 GB of total visible memory size. Line 8 validates that the operating system is 64 bits. Lines 9 and 10 use the registry to make sure that the .NET Framework 3.5 is installed. Lines 11, 12, and 13 verify that the MS SQL service is installed, running, and has a start mode of automatic. Lines 14, 15, and 16 validate that the processor has at least 2 cores, at least 2 logical processors, and that the clock speed is at least 2 GHz. To test these monitors against the server, we simply select the server from the drop-down list and click on Test All Monitors. The test status column gives us details of the progress of each test. The status bar above gives us the progress of the tests. The alarm column visually shows us whether an alarm is raised. In this case, we don't have any alarms. The test result column gives us the details of why an alarm was or was not raised. Notice the alarm level and alarm type columns. These contain the user-defined alarm level information. We will take a look at how to set these when creating a monitor a little later. The status bar now shows us the summary results of the tests. In this case, we have 0 records with an alarm, 16 without an alarm, and 0 monitors that could not be evaluated. Let's now take a look at a situation when an alarm is raised. From the evaluated monitor, we can see that our virtual test server has 2 cores. We can also confirm this value from the system values. Let's change the monitor to raise an alarm if we have less than 4 cores instead of 2. In this case, since the server has 2 cores, this will raise an alarm. We click on Test Monitor and an alarm is raised. The test status column shows processed alarm triggered. The alarm column shows an alarm icon. And the test result column shows that the number of cores is 2, which is less than the 4 specified in the monitor. And the status bar is updated with the 1 alarm. Another scenario in which you can use monitors is to confirm a software installation or patch level upgrade. You can verify whether the installation or upgrade has successfully updated the server by verifying file properties and file content, registry entries, services, installed applications, and environment variables. Let's take a quick look at a sample monitor file. Line 1 verifies that drive C has at least 10 GB of free space after the installation. Lines 2 and 3 verify that the installer has successfully created and set an environment variable. Lines 4 and 5 validate that the installer has created a file and that the file contains a specific string. Lines 6 and 7 verify that a third-party application has been installed. In this case, it checks for a specific version of SQL Server Management Studio. Lines 8, 9, and 10 verify that the prerequisite third-party software, MS SQL Server Service, has been successfully installed, is in the running state, and has been properly configured to automatically restart upon reboot. To test a monitor file, we select the server and click Test All Monitors. A third scenario to use monitors is when performing regular ongoing server health checks. These tests are designed to ensure your server's uptime. You can test that the server has ample free memory and disk space, and verify key processes to make sure that the memory used, thread count, and handle count do not exceed thresholds. Let's take a look at a sample monitor file. Line 1 raises a warning alarm if free disk space on drive C falls below 10 GB, while line 2 raises an error alarm if free disk space falls below 5 GB. Line 3 verifies whether any application was installed in the last 30 days. Lines 4, 5, and 6 verify that the SQL Server process is running, and the thread count does not exceed 100, and the handle count does not exceed 1200. Line 7 verifies that the system has at least 1 GB of available memory. Let's test the monitor file on server 201. And we click Test All Monitors. Next, we will look at the monitor controls on the user interface. When creating a monitor, you set the type from the Monitor Type drop-down. Use the Add Monitor button to add a new monitor. Use the Edit Monitor button to edit the highlighted row. To delete the highlighted record, use the Delete Monitor button. Once the records are modified in the table, the file name is denoted by a star or asterisk. Use the Clone Monitor button to clone or copy the highlighted record. Make the necessary changes to the record and click Add Monitor to add it to the table. Notice the newly added record has no test results associated with it. To reorder records in the table, you can use the Move Monitor Up and Down buttons. Use the Clear All Test Results button to clear the test results. If you need to test one monitor, highlight it and use the Test Monitor button. To test all of the records, click on the Test All Monitors button. If you right-click the table, you will get a menu of the commands we have just reviewed. This menu has an additional Delete All Monitors option that will delete all monitors from the table. The Copy command will copy the highlighted row to the clipboard. To save the table to a file, use the File option from the main menu. In this case, we will use Save As to save the file under a different name. Notice once we save the file, the asterisk no longer appears in the title bar. The monitor commands are also available in the main menu. Next, we will create a monitor from scratch. Let's close the existing monitor file. In this example, we're going to create a monitor that will raise an alarm if the available disk space on drive C falls below 5 GB. Let's select the disk space monitor type. Click the Add Monitor button to open the Add Disk Space Monitor form. For the filter, we select Specify Drive. In the drive ID, we set the drive letter to C. We will use free space, set the value to 5, and we set the unit to gigabytes. In the condition drop-down, we select less than. Simply click Add Monitor, and a monitor is added to the table. The monitor description column contains a description of the monitor we have created. Let's go back into the monitor to review the remaining fields that are common to all monitors. To edit the monitor, we simply double-click it. The alarm level allows you to set the severity of the alarm. 1 is highest and 9 is lowest. The alarm type allows us to set the type of monitor this is. Error is used for conditions that cause production affecting issues like dangerously low disk space or a dependent service not running. Warning is used for conditions that are important and may lead to production affecting issues like moderately low disk space or a process handle or thread count has risen beyond the threshold. Info is used to simply inform the user. For example, a Windows patch has been applied or the server has been rebooted in the last few days. Debug is typically set during system tests to debug installation or changes and is not used in production. Monitor tag is used to specify tags to be associated with the monitor. Multiple tags need to be separated by a semicolon. This field allows users to search for a monitor tag in the test results. Monitor reference is used to specify the corrective action to be taken when the monitor raises an alarm. Multiple references need to be separated by a semicolon. Typically, this field contains IDs to entries in your knowledge base, which describe the action to be taken to resolve the issue. In this case, the ID could point to an entry that outlines how to clear logs to free up additional disk space. And we click Update Monitor to update the record. Creating monitors is vastly simplified when creating from actual system values. To demonstrate, we will load environment variables from a server, and from there we will create a monitor. We select the server and select environment variables. We click on Load System Values to load the values from the server. Simply highlight the record from which you wish to create a monitor, and click Add Monitor to open the Add Environment Variable Monitor window. You can see that the environment variable is already loaded from the System Values table. And the string value is also loaded with the information from the System Values table. In this example, we change the condition to environment variable does not equal string, since we want to raise an alarm if the value is not app_name. And we click Add Monitor to create the monitor. If we test the monitor, we see that there is no alarm. Additionally, the system will suggest other values from the System Values table. Edit the monitor by double-clicking it. I will clear the string value. Now when I start typing, the value A in this case, the system will prompt you with all the values that start with an A. Simply select the required suggested value. This saves on time and reduces the chance of typing errors. To share test results and system values via email, FTP, or file share, simply click on the Share button. We will not go into detail here, as sharing will be covered in a separate video. This concludes our video. Please make sure to watch the other Explorer Dashboard videos for more information. Thank you for watching.